Hi, this is John from Cobrowse.io, and today I'm demonstrating the Cobrowse.io integration for Zendesk. Here's the Cobrowse.io website on the left side of the screen, and I'll switch over to our listing in the Zendesk marketplace. We have an app integration for Zendesk Support, and we also have an app integration for Zendesk Chat. It's the same exact integration and the same exact functionality, but you need to install it separately in both places. Now let's jump into the Zendesk Chat experience. As you might imagine, you could have a customer on your website. Here's a website on the right. This could be your e-commerce website, your banking website. It could be any website where you'd like your agents to co-browse with your end users. So the end user will initiate a chat and say hi. Since I'm online as a Zendesk Chat agent, I'll go ahead and serve the request and say, hi, how are you? Now we're in a chat, and the agent may find it helpful to co-browse with the end user. The Cobrowse.io integration in Zendesk lives, in this case, in the sidebar, directly within reach of a Zendesk chat. The agent can click one button to connect, and the end user will see a consent prompt show up on their screen. This user interface, as well as every bit of user interface that comes with Cobrowse.io, is very easily customizable with your own language, your own branding, and your own styles. But we do provide some default user interface that a lot of customers use without issue. Let's go ahead and allow it. And we see that a session has begun. As the end user is doing something on their screen, user is typing. This is actually mirrored in real time in the sidebar within Zendesk Chat. You can see that red cursor moving around as the end user moves their cursor or clicks around on the page. Now this is a pretty small space, and it might be suitable for an end user on a mobile website on their device, or maybe they're using one of your mobile apps. Cobrowse.io supports native mobile SDKs for Android and iOS, as well as specific SDKs for React Native and Xamarin. So because it's a little small in this case with the desktop browser, I'll go ahead and click the pop-out button to load this in a new tab. Now I'll pull this tab out, make it a little bit smaller. Maybe I've got a second monitor I'm using as an agent. And you can see that that red cursor is mirrored in real time, both in the popped out tab, but also in the original sidebar. Sometimes, as the agent is typing, just a quick glance at what's going on, even if it's small, is enough to help solve the problem or make the sale. Here I am on this side, and I'll point out some of these agent tools. We've got a laser pointer tool, we've got a drawing tool, and let's clear those annotations and turn on our remote control tool. Remote control is an optional feature. In this case, it's enabled, but it requires an extra consent from the end user. The end user can go ahead and allow it. And now the end user can see the agent's blue cursor moving on their screen. The agent can click in this box, and the agent can type for the end user and click. If there are links around your site, the agent can click and navigate for the end user as well. Now, there may be some sensitive information on the page or in your mobile app, and we provide a redaction or masking API where it's very easy to mark certain fields as sensitive so that they never leave the end user's device. Equally, for remote control, there may be some parts of your website or app that you want the agents to control, but maybe some other parts like submitting a form that you want to leave just the end user. The other thing I'll show you is that sometimes there's something to share outside your website. For that reason, we have a full device toggle, another optional feature, which some customers enable and some customers want to be completely disabled for their account. In this case, it's enabled, and we'll toggle it. The end user sees that the agent wants to see things outside the website. Let's go ahead and allow it. And now you can pick your entire screen or another application window to share. I've got my Spotify open somewhere, or I used to. Let's share maybe the entire screen. Go ahead and share that. And as you can see, the entire screen is now mirrored for the agent to see. So if there's a PDF that's open, if there's a third-party payment gateway that you want to share, or if there's some other application running on the computer, you can easily switch into full device mode. I'll go ahead and turn that off, and I'll go ahead and close this tab, and I'll go ahead and end the session here. Now we're back where we started. We also have a history tab, and this shows some of the historical sessions with that user. This one's been recorded because we've enabled session recording in this case, although that's an optional feature. And now we've got a view here of everything the agent did in the session, as well as a video recording, which is enabled for our full device web co-browsing and also our mobile applications. So regardless, you have a full audit trail of everything that the agent did in a session. The agent was authorizing and then it was accepted. Later down below, the agent requested remote control and then it was authorized. And here are all the actions that the agent took. Great for audit logging in case something happened in the session. You need to go back later and see exactly what happened when. We'll go ahead and close that tab. And I'll go ahead and click the refresh button. Something special about Cobrowse.io is that this actually gives you a real-time look at which devices are online and when. So when that connect button is available, you know that that device is online and ready to receive a connection. I'll go ahead now and end it from the end user side. Okay, great. You also might have noticed this code section on the top. Especially if you're on the phone with an end user, it's often easier just to use a 6-digit code to initiate the session. I'll demonstrate that now. Somewhere on your website, you can show the support code. In this case, it's a simple window alert, but of course you can customize this UI UX as you'd like. And then I'll type in 232078. And therefore, all that's needed is to type in that code to initiate that session. I'll pull out the sidebar here. Actually, I'll pop it out first, make it a little bit bigger, load that session, and I'll just pull out the sidebar here just to get a little bit of a glimpse at some of the data about this device, the time zone, what version of the app they're running in, some user data. Also, this RTT is a round trip time. It shows you the latency round trip to the end user and back. This gives you a glimpse at, hey, is this end user having trouble because their network, their internet is having trouble? It's a very helpful tool to see what's actually going on with the end user. All right, let's quit all this. I'll end the session, close that down, and switch over to Zendesk Support. Now, if I'm offline, for example, no chat is available, then in that case, maybe a user has entered a Zendesk Support Contact Us form. And we can say, hi, I need help. Send. And in this case, I'll refresh this page to make sure we see the latest, although it's not strictly necessary. Let's go ahead and sort this by when it was updated. And here we see that ticket come in. Similar to the Zendesk chat experience, you see that we've got the sidebar living in the ticket. And Zendesk Support works the same way. Let's go ahead and click Connect. It creates the session, contacts the device, and we go ahead and allow it. It works much the same way. Although with Zendesk Support, you get a little bit more real estate, so it doesn't look quite as squished. All the same features apply. Go back here, and the last thing I want to show is we've got the Cobrowse integration living in a few more places. Here it is in the top bar. It's a slightly different view. And that same other view is also available in the nav bar location. Let's take a look at it in the nav bar. Loading in the nav bar, we see an admin level view. This will show all the devices currently active, both Jane Edwards and John Doe. It will show the full session history of the account. If there's a session that's active, let's quickly just make one active. need to go back online and chat, open that up here and connect here and allow the connection. Go back over here. Now when one of these is active, you'll see that there's an open session. This is a way that supervisors can actually jump into an active session to see what's going on. You also see all the recordings available, and we can go down into our settings. Here we've got the name of the existing user, the company name. We've got a bunch of feature options for the account. Do you want to allow agent-initiated sessions, or do you just want the 6-digit codes? Do you require consent for connection? Do you want to allow the agent to go into full device mode? Do you want to enable remote control? If you do enable remote control, do you want to require an extra consent for remote control? And do you want to record the sessions? We also have our redaction APIs that make it very easy to mask or redact certain fields as sensitive on the page. So for example, let's right-click here and pretend that this footer is sensitive. The footer is here, class info. Okay, cool. Let's just put class info here, save it, go back to our chat, end the session, reinitiate a session, and allow it. Now, this information is supposed to be sensitive, and you can see that it's marked out for the agent. I'll go into the full screen mode to see it, the pop-out mode to see it a little bit more clearly. And yes, it's all blacked out. It's actually redacted on the end user's device and never actually even leaves the device. All right, let's end that session and go back. We've got also an audit trail of the account, okay? And you'll see that John Snyder updated an account setting. They set the redaction for web to .info. All of the different actions that people have taken on your account are recorded in the account audit trail. All right, great. The last thing I might want to share is that, yeah, perhaps, well, actually, I think that's pretty much it. Hopefully this gives you a good demonstration of the Cobrowse.io integration with Zendesk. If you have any questions at all, please contact us, hello@Cobrowse.io, and we would love to help you. Have fun using Cobrowse.io. Thanks a lot. Bye.